Hi besties! Hey, what up guys, it's your girl Talana and welcome back. Today we are doing another college related video. This is part 2 to a previous video I just posted on what to bring to college, no BS edition. This is going to be what people tell you to bring to college but you don't actually need. So I hope this video is helpful to you, but I will first want you, if you have not already, please go watch that last video. It's going to be a tag up there and link down below. One of my biggest pet peeves is seeing all these videos telling you what to bring to college and then they tell you all these things that you will never use, never need, take up so much space, and it's just poor overpacking and it makes you spend so much more money than you actually need to. I think those are really destructive, and especially to people that can't afford to buy all the things you're saying to say that they are essential to college and then you never use them. I think it's very rude. So these are the things you don't need to bring. Before we get into it, please go follow me on my social media at Talana Jordan. I have an Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. Please go check it out. Also, this video is completely focused on what not to bring to college dorms. This has nothing to do with college apartments. There's so many things on here that I would say don't bring to a dorm, but you should bring to an apartment. But if you guys want to see what to bring and not bring to your college apartments, I will be posting that when I move into my college apartment next August. So make sure you're subscribed so that you guys see when that comes out. Also, I am a student at the University of Arizona. I'm a senior now, so if you guys have any questions on college or any of that, please feel free to DM me on Instagram. I would love to have your questions, and comment down below what college you go to or where you plan to go. Okay, so first off, we are starting off with full-size mirrors. I don't know who put this in your head that you need one of those. If anything, you could get a little portable handheld one. I have a small handheld one here, but a full-size mirror, first off, dorms are crowded. You're just gonna have no space for that. I actually had one built into my wall in my third dorm, but I would have never put one on the door there in the first place. Personally, I think dorm rooms are so crowded that I would just never plan on getting that, but completely up to you if you want to get one. I would say that's something you can leave at home. Next up is pots and pans. I don't know if this is just coming from me because I do not cook, and I start mac and cheese on fire and popcorn on fire and should not be allowed anywhere near a kitchen. I cannot imagine people cooking for every meal, and how much space pots and pans take, I can't imagine actually using them enough to make it worth using all that space to store them. Every person I know that brought all pots and pans literally never used them one time, maybe one time, but for a lot of dorms you can rent them from the front desk. I know that there was a few times I wanted to make like cookies or something and I would just go and be like, hey, can I check out a pan? And they're like, yeah, just clean it and bring it back to us for free. So again, I'd say it's a wait till you get there. I mean, if you have dietary restrictions or are really big on like cooking and meal prepping, like go off, you can bring them. I would say that that's not essential, and if you are not planning on doing that for every meal and have all those restrictions and don't like the food that's available at your school, then you can bring it, but I would really say that you don't need those. There's so many people that I heard that bring like steamers. They're small at least, but I don't see like in most cases why you would need one, or like an iron. You're just not gonna use it. Like that's not an essential thing that you'll need, and you probably will never use it. A vacuum. Please don't buy a full-size vacuum. For the love of God, please don't do it. At least at my school, you can check out a vacuum. So every time I wanted to go vacuum, I would just go borrow it from downstairs. I know some people that got little dust busters. If you're gonna get any type of vacuum, I would only recommend that because that was the only thing that could be helpful. Like the only cases in which I would see someone getting a dust buster would be helpful is if your dorm doesn't already have one for you to borrow, or it's broken, which I had that case, but like we made it work. Okay, next up is a toolkit. I'm gonna use this lightly because it does depend on your school and like a lot of factors. The only tools I brought were pliers, a Phillips screwdriver, and a flathead screwdriver, and I use both screwdrivers and I never use the pliers. I would only recommend bringing screwdrivers. That is what I would recommend bringing instead, and that leads me into the school supplies. I don't think that you really need to bring a lot of school supplies. For me, all I brought was one notebook and a folder, and I never used the folder and I never finished the notebook. I did it for a little bit because I was originally trying to take notes by hand and it was too much work and teachers talk way too fast. That instead was just using my laptop and then typing all the notes into Google Docs. I think that's more important than buying a bunch of school supplies. So I would say bring one notebook, maybe a folder, but most of the time you probably won't even use that. I used it for my own like personal stuff, like I just like draw pictures in it, but but I never did any school stuff in it, you know? Okay, next up is air purifiers. I would say that's not super important to have, especially in a dorm room where you share it with someone else. They might really find that annoying. Plus it can cause mold, and if your dorm has carpet in it, that would just be like a whole ass problem that you would have to pay to fix, and I would just say that that's probably money that you're spending that is not totally necessary. I do get your rooms can be kind of stuffy. For mine, my third room smelled like someone died in my room, like at all times. It was so gross, so I just brought Febreze. But air purifiers, I would definitely say that's a no. Next off would be an umbrella. This does depend where you live, but I feel like some people in Arizona brought umbrellas to like our school where it like rains like one day a year. Once you get there and realize, oh, it rains more than expected, then I can get one. But it's like, I had so many people that brought umbrellas. I was like, why would you bring an umbrella when it never rains here? But it just takes up space that you don't have. Okay, next up, curtains. Some people want to go extra and get curtains for their rooms. You're gonna have blinds for all of your windows in your dorm. You don't need fancy curtains. It's not like you don't already have blinds or curtains in general on your windows. Like, you're fine. I would say do not get those. That's just extra, unless of course it's for decorating, but this is just for what is essential and what is not essential. Next up is a heater. You can get it if you want, but I feel like it's more dangerous than a fan. It can start fires more easily, and I would just say that it's like maybe a no. I wish I could have had a heater, but my dorm didn't allow it, so I couldn't have it. A little extra thing on what my school didn't allow in dorm rooms, that we weren't allowed to have candles, and we weren't allowed to have like toasters and like open flame things, so like no burners or anything like that. So do not buy those because you're not going to be able to use them, and there's like usually a kitchen in your dorm that you can just go do that instead. Okay, next up we have a headboard. I know some people do this for like an aesthetic, but like for real use you don't need it. Again, it's just a decoration. It's not for any practical use, so you don't totally need it. Multiple pillows. I brought like 2 like normal ones, but I think it's fair because you only trust people with multiple pillows on their bed. Getting all those decorative pillows, it just takes up so much space that you don't have. I like had 2 decorative ones and I never ever used them. Okay, and then the last thing that I say that you might not need is a trash can. So this totally depends on your school. I know for me and most of my friends, none of us had to buy trash cans for our dorms. They already came with it, but you have to find that out before you buy one. I would say that's a, you get there, you know, move-in day and you see that you don't have one, then go buy one, but do not come like with one because odds are you could have one. I had one in every one of my dorms, but that is a wait and see. Like, you might get to your dorm and be like, oh, they don't have one. Then you have to go buy one. So don't buy one beforehand. Anywho, that is all I have for you guys on what not to bring to your college dorm. Pretty sure there's tons of things I forgot, and you guys might disagree with a few of these, but these are just my experience. This would be most helpful for U of A students, but again, I do think this applies to most colleges. So if you guys think I forgot anything down below, or you wanted to add any notes, please comment down below, and also be sure to comment down what school you go to or what college you're planning to go to. And if you guys want to ask any questions about the University of Arizona or college advice in general, please be sure to DM me on Instagram or comment it down below. I always respond to you guys. Also be sure to follow me on all my social media at Talana Jordan. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys next week. Peace.